is Rocky Marciano. When I held the heavyweight title, they called me the Brockton Blockbuster. You'll find out why.
Computerized! From the Magic City, the sun and fun capital of the world, Miami, Florida, through the incredible speed of the MCR 315 computer, Woroner Productions proudly presents the all-time heavyweight championship fight. Tonight, featuring the two men who have weathered our elimination tournament through the computer battles of the past 15 weeks, and now stand on the threshold. The Manasseh Mauler, Jack Dempsey, and the Brockton Blockbuster, Rocky Marciano. Now, here's the man who'll be hoarse about an hour from now, Guy LeBeau.
Thank you very much, Murray Woroner. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm delighted to be here. Jack Dempsey and Rocky Marciano, there never has been a match like this one.
Marciano was a great fighter, the only heavyweight champion to retire undefeated. 49 fights, 49 wins, and 43 knockouts.
Very, very true, but Dempsey is a legend. His fire, his courage, his will to win, his animal ferocity and cunning, his toughness and his punch. The Manasseh Mauler won 49 knockouts in 81 fights, and against some of the toughest opposition in ring history.
We interviewed a man who's cut from the same cloth, a truly great champion, one who's a legend to all people who follow the sweet science of fistiana. Joe Louis, the mighty Brown Bomber, who was so great in that semifinal bout 2 weeks ago against Jack Dempsey. We asked him to pick one fight he would like to see from all the heavyweights that ever lived. Which two fighters would he put together?
I would like to match Marciano and Dempsey together. At least you know nobody would have backed up.
How do you think the fight would go?
Oh, I don't know. It's hard to say. If Dempsey didn't cut Marciano would have a good chance.
That's what fighting's all about, Guy. Guys that never back up, and we have two of them here.
Here's one, Jack Dempsey. 6'1" of blue steel, 191 pounds. Not a huge man, but a big one. And Rocky Marciano like a fire plug, but a fire plug with piston arms and iron fists and an iron jaw, too. 5'10" and a half, 184 pounds. A little man as heavyweights go, true, almost a light heavyweight, but he has put the big men away in this tournament. The giant, Jim Jeffries, the master boxer, Gene Tunney, and another giant of a man, Max Baer.
While Dempsey has handled Jim Corbett and John L Sullivan, two of the best in the old days, and then that great modern hero, Joe Louis. Everybody's so excited about this one. I'm excited, the fans are excited, the insiders in boxing seem to be just as anxious for this one to get started as the rest of us. Here's Angelo Dundee's reaction.
Beautiful. This would be a war. This would be bang, bang, bang. Marciano and Dempsey has got to be the end of the greatest club fights of all time, because neither one is any kind of a boxer. Both can punch like the devil. Both have to get in close to punch, although Dempsey is a bigger man than Marciano. Tough fight. Decision, possibility of a TKO, late rounds, Marciano winner.
And here is how Chris Dundee, the matchmaker and promoter at Miami Beach, sees it.
I don't know. I'd have to take Jack Dempsey over Rocky Marciano. What kind of fight do you think it would be?
It would be a Pier-6 brawl. Both men throwing down and both men being down.
We asked Rocky Marciano, too, for his very honest appraisal of Jack Dempsey.
Dempsey usually moved in, and Dempsey had all of the assets that, say, I had, with possibly more. Dempsey was a fighter, and it would have been blow for blow, whoever landed the better blow. I don't think the fight would have gone the limit. It would have had to be a knockout. I think he could knock me down, yes.
He could knock him down?
Yes, I do. Yes, I think I could have knocked Jack down, and I know that if he hit me right, he could have knocked me down. He possessed a real fighting heart, and this is where I think that we are practically in the same boat as the fighting spirit, which means so much in a fight. In this particular fight, I think it's whoever got the break being who landed a better blow early in the fight. We had about the same style, and we had about the same speed, if I recall. Jack, they tell me, would get tired in the middle stages of a fight. I have been known really never to take a breather and to fight 3 minutes of each round. I think that perhaps I might have had an edge in the middle rounds with Jack Dempsey.
Here's the bell, and here's Guy.
Thank you, Murray Woroner. Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. This is it.
Before we go on, Please subscribe, like, and ring the notification bell to learn more about the remarkable Rocky Marciano.
Both men out of their corners touching gloves. Dempsey to my left, 6 feet 1 inches tall. Marciano, 5 feet 10 and a half. A great deal of similarity in their initial boxing stances as I watch them circle. Dempsey takes off first. Dempsey fires the left to the head. It is partially blocked by Marciano, and their hands are in a tangle out front and probably in anxiety. Marciano pumps the left to the body, and they clinch immediately out at the center of the ring. Both of these men, power-packed, dynamic punchers, like a stalking tiger, and Dempsey goes to his best punch again. Here's a left to the mouth of Rocky Marciano by the Manasseh Mauler. Marciano takes, misses his own left to the head of Dempsey, and the Mauler rips a right to the body in turn. Marciano ties him up again. Here's Marciano with a straight right to the face, but here's the Manasseh Mauler with a left and right to the jaw. This is furious, but Dempsey is having things his way. Seconds left to go. Here's a hard left and right to the head of Marciano. Another thunderbolt to the head of Rocky, and another left and right to the jaw of Marciano. There's the bell. Marciano and Dempsey now standing toe-to-toe, left and right, flying at the head. Half of them wild, some blocked, the others crashing in, very likely a little off target. So much of this is emotional. Each man simply wants to finish the job here and now. Marciano swiftly at the head of Dempsey. Here's Marciano with a solid left. Dempsey falling back. Marciano with another left hook to the mouth. Marciano drives a straight right to the jaw. Here's a left hook to the head, and Dempsey is down. Down for the third time. Here's the count. 3, 4. He's on his side, lifting his head, getting up. 8, 9. He is up at the count of 9. Up at the count of 9. Marciano wants to race at him immediately. He is being waved back by referee Ruby Goldstein. And Marciano, here's Dempsey coming out of the melee briefly, sending himself, hooking a hard left to the side, trying to cave in Marciano. Here's Marciano putting a left and right under the hard, and Dempsey is stung on that rally. Marciano rips another right to the body. Marciano in close. Here's a savage left to the chin. A hard uppercut brought to the jaw. Dempsey down. Dempsey is down again. Diffused by Marciano, but he is getting up. You can't keep him down. He's been down 4 times. 8, 9. He is up at the count of 9. Up at the count of 9. 4 times in this fight he has been down, and there is the greatest fighting will sports has ever known. And Rocky springs at Dempsey. Dempsey can't get out of the way. Jack has to take and fight. Rocky scores with a solid left hook to the head. Dempsey tries to sustain him. Rocky in close, rips left and right to the mouth. Dempsey scores with a left hook to the head. Hands are flying everywhere in the head region for no explainable reason. A tremendous explosion of head punches out there at ring center. It's toe-to-toe. Dempsey and Marciano. Man, it's mean. It's mean out there. And Dempsey has fallen. Dempsey has fallen. The count 3, 4, 5. He's getting up. He'll be up at the mandatory count of 8. He is up. But Dempsey went down for a 5th time. Ruby Goldstein cleaning Dempsey's gloves. Pandemonium here at Miami Convention Hall. This fight came back to the brawling stage without warning. And here they go again at ring center. Marciano immediately at Dempsey. Dempsey throws a left and right to the head. Marciano rips left and right to the mouth. Dempsey moving and throwing. This is it. Apparently these guys are on collision course. Dempsey fires at the body, wings Marciano at the face. Rocky low, ravages the inside. Rocky bullying Dempsey. Rocky forces him back with a brutal right to the body, a left to the head. Dempsey pounds the body in turn. Marciano still whipping the midsection. Tons of power. Something someone has to give. Dempsey rips a left to the chops. Marciano drives a straight right to the mouth. Here's Marciano, a left hook to the head. Marciano has Dempsey against the ropes. Here's a right to the body. Dempsey pummeling the head. Rocky bobs, comes up with a wicked left to the chin. A right to the head by Marciano. A fierce left to the face by Marciano. Marciano blasts a left to the jaw. A right to the head. Dempsey only feebly replying. Marciano again at the head with left and right. Left and right. There was a brutal shot at the heart. A left and right to the jaw. And Dempsey is down. Dempsey is down again. 2, 3, 4, 5. He's not getting up. 7, 8, 9, 10. He's out. He's out. Dempsey is out. Rocky Marciano wins. Rocky Marciano has knocked out Jack Dempsey here in the 13th round in this convention hall, which has simply gone wild, wild,
It's impossible to speak. But you know that Marciano did knock Dempsey out here in the 13th round. That's it. Come in, Murray Woroner.
What a wild finish to our computerized fight. Rocky Marciano, the all-time heavyweight champion of the world, unable to contain himself, dancing around the dream ring, grinning from ear to ear.
From the start of this tournament, everybody thought Marciano had a great chance to win it.
Jack Shark. Jack, what's Marciano like?
When he hits you, you know you got hit. The guy was a terrific fighter.
And Jim Braddock said,
Marciano, the great fighter that he was, and we got to concede that he was not losing any fights. He was the strongest fella, heavyweight, I've seen around in the past 25 or 35 years.
And Jack Kearns Jr. saw a lot of Marciano, and like everyone else who ever watched him in action, Jack was impressed.
He came to fight. When you fought Rocky Marciano, you had to bring your lunch because you were going to be there a while. Mm-hmm. And if it was 5 rounds or 20 rounds or 50 rounds, Rocky'd be in there, winging away at the end just like at the beginning. Rocky'd hit you in the elbow, and the next time he'd hit you on top of the head, and the next time he'd hit you on the side and in the back or wherever he could. And he'd hurt you every time he'd hit you. Fighters would say when they got through fighting Rocky that they just hurt everywhere. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just lumps on their head, it was everywhere.
He just hit anything he could see.
Anything. And not a dirty fighter. Rocky was just throwing punches. If he hit you low, you couldn't stop to argue because the next punch is coming right after it, and the referee didn't have time to step in.
And Chris Dundee, the Miami Beach boxing promoter, has this to say about Mr. Marciano.
One of the toughest fighters that ever lived. Rocky had one good thing going for him. He had condition. He was always in great condition. And Rocky could punch. Rocky could hit you in the arms and paralyze you. And he could take a good punch. As heavyweights go, he was not a big man. He was a small fellow. And his arms were very short. So Rocky had to depend on his strength and stamina and heart. He had all heart.
And Angelo Dundee comments on our all-time champion.
Well, I have to say that The Rock was the most underrated heavyweight of all time. Because to me, The Rock was not given any credit for his effectiveness. In other words, he was very effective getting away from punches, and all they ever said was he took punches. His ability to absorb punishment, come back and hurt you. He's the only heavyweight that I know could punch out of a slip and hit you with 10 punches on the way up out of the slip. In other words, it's a very difficult maneuver. A lot of credit's got to go to Charlie Goldman, who got a massive man and developed him into a fighting machine. In other words, I seen him when he looked like he had 2 left foot. He couldn't even walk properly. And I think he did a fantastic job, and he is the only heavyweight champion that retired undefeated.
Here's Hank Kaplan. He likes our all-time champion, too.
Rocky is the kind of a guy who never lets up on his attack. He has one of the most sustained attacks of all heavyweights of all times. And who knows if anybody who ever fought as a heavyweight was able to hit as hard as Rocky Marciano.